Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and today we're talking about a new album release. Today we're talking about Saxon's 20th release. Yes, 20th release entitled Sacrifice. And let's just jump into this review. There's no real backstory. If you don't know who Saxon is, where have you been living? Under a rock? Saxon has been around since 1976. And if you haven't at least heard the word Saxon, then, like I said, you're living under a rock. This band has been around forever. And like I said, this is their 20th release, this 20th album. That is a serious and incredible milestone to reach in a band. To get 20 albums put out, man, that is such an achievement. So, let me dive off into my personal favorite tracks. I'm not going to go through the full track listing. That's in the description along with the personnel who played on this record. But I want to give you my highlights, my songs highlight-wise on this album. And then I'll talk about the sound and all that good stuff. So, my personal highlights is the song Sacrifice, Made in Belfast, Warriors of the Road, Guardians of the Tomb, Walking the Steel, almost said that wrong, Night of the Wolf, and Wheels of Terror. Those are my personal favorites. And yes, I'm looking at a computer, just making sure that I get the titles and the names right, so I don't mess anything up. But yes, those songs are my personal favorite tracks on this album. There are 10 songs, and if you get the iTunes bonus track, you get an 11th song, which is entitled Luck of the Draw. I have not heard that track, because I haven't heard the bonus track, and that's what it is. There's also a bonus disc that comes with some orchestrate and re-recorded and acoustic versions of different songs by them off of different records. So a little highlight there if you decided to want to, there's a bonus disc along with it as well. And let's jump off into the sound and the band, and then we'll talk about the album as a whole. So my first thought when I listened to the whole entire album is that this is what Saxon is known to do. To release a heavy metal album, and it sounds heavy, it sounds fast, it sounds groovy, it has so many different elements in it, and that's what I received from this album, Sacrifice. That's what I felt, because each song had something a little bit different to offer, something that really stands out, and I love that, because each song has a little bit different stuff in it that makes you go, oh, I like that chorus. Oh, I like that guitar solo. Oh, I like those riffs. You know, something along that lines. There's always something a little bit different that catches your attention, and you really just focus on that part. And that's what I like about Saxon, is they know how to add a little different stuff in each track to really, make you focus on something different that you didn't notice in the last track, and you got to go back and see, okay, what did I miss? Because I was listening to, this part so well. I mean, what else was I missing? I really like that. Let's go off to the sound of the band. Biff Byford, he still has the vocals that he used to have back in the day. His vocals are still great. He can do those, screams. He can still belt his vocal style. His lyrics are pretty good. I really enjoyed the lyrical content that went on in this album. And just overall, his vocals have not really changed. I still enjoy his vocals. He has a very good sound, and he knows how to deliver as a frontman. He knows how to, and I really enjoyed him on this album. Paul and Doug are both guitars. I'm not going to try to pronounce their last names. I don't want to mess them up. But man, their guitar tone sound, their guitar sound in whole is just very heavy. Man, like when they said this is a heavy metal album, which I know what Saxon is, but they said a heavy metal album, they meant heavy metal. I mean, the guitar tone is just really heavy and aggressive. And the fact that both these guys can write so many different styles of riffs, fast-paced thrash-type riffs, some groovy, heavy riffs, and basically, some, clean guitar tone stuff. I really, really enjoy that because, like I said, these guys know how to write these amazing riffs. Some of these riffs in this album, like on different tracks and stuff like that throughout the album, really threw me for a whirl because, these guys are, pushing, 40 years as a band, and they've been out for so long, and they put out so much material that some of the riffs surprised me. Like, they were so well done. The riffs were very, very out there, and, something like you would hear from, like, a younger band, like, say, Silosis or something like that, a band that's been around for a few years. But these guys are still putting out an amazing riffs that really just made me go, wow. So, off to Nibbs, the bass player. Very, very good. I can hear the bass guitar. I really enjoy that. And, you know, once again, like, just along with the guitars, he can stick along and play along with the guitars very well, and I just enjoyed how I can hear the bass. I just really enjoy the sound of the bass guitar on this album. To Nigel on drums, hoping I'm saying his name right. A very good drummer. What I would expect from a heavy metal band and heavy metal album, sounding wise on the drums. Very heavy, very just, you know, aggressive drumming, and the fact that there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the drum section that you really have to pay attention to hear those certain changes that happen along in a song, because, you know, there's some great drum patterns and some great drum beats that are really going on that I really caught and hold attention to and really listened to about how he's playing it and stuff like that. Really, really good stuff here. So, as a whole, this band knows how to still write an amazing heavy metal album. A lot of the songs on here, well, basically all of them, but the majority of them really surprised me because of the fact that the song structures that go into the songs and the fact that how they wrote the songs and how the guitar solos are just mind-blowing. And then we go off into, you know, this amazing chorus here. This band, after 20th releases, this is their 20th release, they're still putting out an amazing quality songs and a really amazing heavy metal album. So I have to give these guys great respect for that because, you know, they've been in a band for so long and put out so much stuff. You know, at some point you would think that the creativity part of it, the coming up with the song ideas would be really hard to do because they've come out with so much stuff that they might overlap. But a lot of this stuff just feels fresh and new. And it's good to see that these guys can still put out music and still be able to come up with these amazing song ideas after being, you know, in the music game and putting out metal albums forever. So, like I said, again, I have to give these guys great props on songwriting, song structure, the lyrical content, playing, and just everything that goes on, and the mixing. Gotta give props to the mixing. I love the mixing on this album. It's a very, very crisp and very clean sound of a heavy metal band on this heavy metal album. So, yes, I would say that this album is a good 8.5 out of 10. This album just really made me enjoy why Saxon is amazing. It really made me go, yes, this is why Saxon is amazing, because they can put out an amazing material for being out so long, being here since 1976. They're still putting out an amazing record. So, that's really it, guys. That's the review. I mean, what else can you say? It's an amazing heavy metal album, an 8.5 out of 10. Saxon is still here, and Saxon, you know, to me, showing from this album, they're still going to be here for another, I don't know, I'd say a couple more, 2 or 3 or 4 more albums at least. I mean, this band is still putting out an amazing music. At their age, it is just mind-blowing. So, big props to them. Go check this album out if you haven't already heard it. So, that is, guys, that's the review. If you like the review, like the review. And if you like me and you want to see more of my reviews, subscribe for more metal videos. And I hope I will see you guys soon with another review.